All right, we're back again with another complete set. This is going to be a little different this month because I'm actually going to be showing you actually not an original set, but it's going to be mixed in with original cards. So this kind of was, this idea came out of watching a video recently where I saw these cards featured, at least one particular card. I also wanted to kind of blend it with the idea of showing you what I've received so far from 1952 Topps, even though it's not an active set that I'm working on. I've been picking up cards along the way because it's just an iconic set. So I decided to actually show you both the original cards I have so far, in addition to the actual entire reprint set, which was released in 1983. Unlike other videos, I didn't really research the 1952 season, but I want to talk a little bit about how this came into my possession. So as you can open it up here, you can see all these beautiful 1952 Topps cards, but actually they have a very different gloss on them. They are glossy like a modern card and feel like a modern card on the back. As you can see, they don't have the real dark, thick cardboard that's kind of more consistent with an older card design from the 1950s. In fact, we'll pick up this one because it's actually the first card I can show you that I have. So we have the differences in the two cards. You can see it's a difference in size. It's not the same size as the original cards. The cardboard cardstock's a little bit different. Obviously, this is going to show a little bit more wear and tear on there. And actually, there's a black back and then there's a red back here. So you see those differences. These are all going to be red backs. There's going to be no black backs in the reprint set. So you get a general idea of kind of what the differences are in the cards. So how did I get this into my possession? Let's just kind of get started and kind of showing some of the fun features of here, and I'll talk a little bit about this set itself. Here's Andy Pafko, obviously the big card, because it's the first card of the set. Obviously, it demands a high price and high grade. It's a high price even in a low grade, in my opinion. But this is obviously the iconic set that was re-released by Topps in 1983, I believe. Not sure why they did it at that time. I don't know the history behind why they did it. It was through the same company that eventually actually printed the Topps Tiffany series. So there is some consistency with that kind of card stock and design. All right, so I'll just kind of pull cards out where I have ones. I actually have the original, and I'll show you kind of that card as I feature it. Here we got Phil Rizzuto, Johnny Pesky. I did have a chance to get a Phil Rizzuto not too long ago, but it had major writing on the back, and I just didn't want to do it, even though the front looked beautiful on that card. As you'll notice on this page, there's actually two cards missing. So why would that be? Well, the reason is that for this, they had to get permission to reprint the cards from many situations like the family itself. So they get permission from the families to be able to reprint the cards, or for the player itself who is still alive. So in many situations, they didn't provide approval to be able to reprint the card, which was kind of a weird thing. So there's going to be a lot of gaps in here as we kind of go through the set. So we got Monty Irvin down here. I will tell you, the original cards look so much better than the reprints. Here we got Ted Kaczewski up in the corner here. I think the original card looks so much better than the reprint, personally. Here we got Warren Spahn, Gil Hodges. I did own the original Gil Hodges for a little while, but I sold it. I wish I would have held on to it, looking back on it now. Here's a card I want to be able to replace at some point. Got Duke Snider. Here's the original Wally Westlake. It's one of the first 52 Topps cards I had after the Gil Hodges that I sold. All right, moving on to the next page. Don Mueller down here. I think the original looks so much cooler. The colors are very different on the original card versus the reprint. The reprint just is a little bit, or the original is just a little bit of brighter color. We also have this Chris Van Schuck. Really bright card that pops out in person when you hold it. Also black back there. Leo Kelly. Or Keeley, I should say. Another black back. Didn't realize until now, but I have 3 cards in a row for the set. So I got 3 straight there that are on the same line, obviously. Ray Boone, obviously the grandfather of Brett and also Aaron Boone. The father of, obviously, Bob Boone. Robin Roberts there. We got Eno Slaughter. I do have the Eno Slaughter card. SGC3, I've had that for a couple years now. In comparison. Bob Feller. Would love to be able to get that one at some point. It's actually a pretty pricey card, probably because it's a 52 Topps card. But it's still pretty pricey, even I think, for in comparison to some of the other stars. When you look at some of his other iconic cards, this one seems to kind of rise to the top. I missed one, Tom Upton. I don't know where his original card was. Maybe he was one of the ones that was missing, or I just missed it altogether. No, it looks like he was there. So there's Tom Upton. His original card was 2 pages ago. I only say that because we got Red Shandies. Up here in the corner, we have Red Shandies. Billy Pierce. All-time great White Sox pitcher. Connie Ryan down here. Here's the original Connie Ryan. Fighting Phils. Dick Sisler. This is the original one, all creased up. Here's the reprint. I would love to be able to complete maybe the Low series one day, or even just the first series. If you do the entire Low series, you do have to get the Willie Mays card, so that's obviously going to be a little bit pricier. Here we got Johnny Mize, and I've showed this card before. It's one of my favorite ones from 52 Topps, honestly. Johnny Mize. See, the coloring is very different on this one from the original. Looks really cool. The colors pop out on the original cards, not so much the reprints. Now, I don't know how they made these cards, if they had to recreate the print plate in some ways, or they didn't have scanners, so I don't know how they exactly like got the pictures and then were able to reproduce it at that point. I don't know enough about printing to have a good idea of what they had to do and not do to create this. Gap right here. Don't know what card that was. Billy Martin. There's Bob Razmarati. God, I really pronounced that one wrong. Here's his original comparison to the reprint. We have Yogi Berra. Minnie Minoso. Can't forget him. Oh, actually, 188. Maybe I missed this one. I did. I'll go back to it real quick. I do have this guy. Clearance. Original versus the reprint. I'll move ahead a couple pages. My apologies for doing that. Go back to where we were. Caught that. Ralph Hook, I think while he was still a player before he became the longtime manager of the Yankees. Joe Collins. That's such a cool looking card, yeah, for the original one, I think. There we go, Ray Coleman. Here's an original Ray Coleman. Got these next two original in the same lot for like 12 bucks. Couldn't beat the price on those. Richie Ashburn. Very popular card of his. Joe Garagiola. Then it was Sam Zoldak. Both 2.5s. Now I'm out of original cards. These are all going to be the reprints now. Larry Doby. It's a really cool looking card in person. I saw one that was for sale, but it was so miscut. I just was like, I'm going to hold off and get a better one at some point. George Kell. White Sox Chico Carousel. Here's the Willie Mays. Some of the big names did agree to have their cards reprinted, or their families in the States did. Bob Lemon, which is really cool. So we're not really missing the big names from what I understand. It came in a box and it had the list of all the numbers of the cards that were included, including, it had some denotation of the ones that were omitted from the set because they couldn't get rights. That box has long since fallen apart because when I was given that as a gift back in like 86 or 87 by my parents who bought it off of like a classified ad, the box was brand new when I got it, but I just kept taking it in and out, looking at it, resorting it by teams, resorting it by numbers, and just kind of going back and forth and doing that. So they definitely were well loved, but I kept putting back in the box, and eventually the box deteriorated, so I don't have that anymore. Here's Early Win. I just think these are amazing looking items. And Rolf, I've actually shown that one before when I was talking about him, when I was holding one of his original cards from the 30s as a player. Here we go. Now we're into the high series, obviously cards that any baseball fan, any baseball collector would love to have, even just the common ones. No more so than the Mickey Mantle, as you can imagine, that being the biggest of them all. Though the reprint's still cool to have. Sometimes I see those selling for like $40 or more, if it's graded even more, which kind of blows my mind. Mine's off center, so obviously wouldn't grade out very high, nor am I looking to sell it. We've got Jackie Robinson, Roy Campanella, Leo DeRocher. These are big names that are stuck in the back, and I don't know why that happened. Why they had some of these big names like kind of all thrown in the back. I mean, obviously the story is with those that they couldn't sell them because they still had so many other series still on the shelves. So they just tried to get them out to dealers over the years, and just at some point decided to, okay, like we don't have enough distributors for these old cards and they don't want them, so we're just gonna dump them into the Hudson. That's the legacy of those cards, is the story. There's Pee Wee Reese, and that's why they're so much scarce than the other series. It was probably printed to be a little more scarce anyway, but not like that. I haven't looked at some of these in years to even see where some people fall. Oh, that's why the Smokey Burgess card's so expensive. It's in the last series. A couple more Hall of Famers are coming up before this is all said and done. Frank Crosetti. Hoyt Wilhelm. Dick Williams. Another Hall of Famer there. I believe he's in the Hall of Fame at least. Yeah, he is. Bill Dickey. That'd be a really cool card to add to the collection, I think. I don't have a Bill Dickey yet. At some point I'll get one as I'm building the Diamond Star set. I'll have to pick that one up, but at some point I'd like to get that one. And then obviously it closes with the most expensive Topps rookie card, period. If you don't want to believe that the Mickey Mantle's a rookie card, which I agree with. His Bowman's the rookie from the year before. So this is it, the Ed Matthews. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, I wasn't going to go into the year of 1952 all that much, or even talk about the 52 set, because these were reprints. But I thought you might enjoy looking at what I got so far as the originals, some of the graded cards I have with it, but also looking at the reprint itself, set itself. So hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great one.